I'm Summer, and I'll be answering the Unit 8 discussion questions. The first question is, what techniques do you think are most important in building a relationship with Marcus while helping him to understand the basic tenets of reality therapy? So the first one I said is show empathy and encouragement. Encouragement helps reduce discouragement about meeting wants and needs, and can result in effective behavioral changes. Marcus is stressed about writing by the deadline, so empathy is very important to understand his stress. The next one would be reflective listening skills are also important. So when Mike says that's a lot of pressure and that Rob's absence feels important, it's important that Marcus feels heard by Mike. Disclosure and explanation is also important. So when Mike discusses, when he mentions Quality World, Marcus asks about it, and Mike answers in great depth what Quality World is, which I believe can help Marcus think about what his Quality World is and help on his own independently think about how he can get there, to start making him think about what he wants and how to get that. So for his Quality World, it would be having the teaching job, have kids, a healthy relationship with Rob, have a house. Let's see. And through the Quality World, he can also think about, because he uses an external control language, so he blames Rob's absence. He can think about how he can change that to starting to work on his success on his own, without Rob's presence and without Angela's presence too, because she is also a motivator in his life. And then asking questions is also important. So for an example, asking about his needs feel accomplished, which Mike does, and because Marcus says that he feels a lack of accomplishment if he's being helped by other people. And then another example would be asking Marcus what if his relationship wasn't second, asking what his Quality World is, which we know. And so we kind of get an idea that he is a little more dependent on Angela and Rob's presence, especially Rob's presence, to motivate him in other paths in life, so through school. So for the second question, if you're going to continue as Marcus's reality therapist, how might you use the WDEP system to support him in exploring and creating a plan to strengthen his relationships? So for discovering wants, it's important to ask, what does your relationship with Rob look like in your Quality World, which he did answer. For direction, if you continue to live without Rob, where will you be in 5 years? I feel is a good question, so it can make him think about his commitment to Rob and what he would want from Rob as well, how he can change things to make his Quality World come true, and see what would make Rob happy as well, see if what they both want aligns, just making him think about what he wants in the future. And then self-evaluation techniques. A good question would be, are the steps you are taking helpful? Are they allowing you to head in the right direction? Which he has started making steps, especially outlining his paper with his counselor. So Mike Self-evaluation plans have proven effective, especially among families where they're working on parental skills and parental coaching, where a counselor will help a child create rules in the household so that children don't feel as if the rules are being imposed on them by parents. So it is more effective that way. And then for making plans, I thought like a simple goal would be to find more time to be with Rob. A measurement would be like 3 days a week. Try to make that a goal, especially during downtime, so maybe after work. And that the client is committed, so making sure that both Marcus and Rob, it's important for them to be committed to this plan. For the third one, what multicultural issues does Marcus's counselor need to attend to? So we know that Marcus is African American and gay. So reality therapy doesn't focus on the past so much, so it'd be harder to discuss discrimination and prejudice experiences in those areas. So, but accommodations are also important. So interventions and strategies, especially in intersectionality, is very important for this type of therapy. Mike, so the counselor must be aware of personal biases towards African Americans and gay relationships. So, as we know, Mike is already aware of Marcus's relationship. So it's important that if he has any personal attitudes, to be self-aware, to work on them if they are less positive, and not imposing those beliefs into the counseling process. The fourth question is, if you are applying rational emotive behavior therapy with Marcus instead of reality therapy, what would be 2 major differences in the delivery of the counseling? So for the first one, I said cognitive disputations. Cognitive disputations improve clients' emotional, behavioral, responding, and self-evaluation techniques. It makes clients question irrational beliefs. And so an example would be asking Marcus instead, what makes you think that Rob's job is more important to him than Marcus, to kind of challenge how Marcus is thinking about the relationship with Rob and making him question why he would think that Rob would put work first before him. And then risk-taking behaviors as homework. So it encourages different behaviors. So for an example, Marcus could call Rob to ask whether he wanted to do anything together once he returned home. So start taking a step forward and not necessarily discussing his concerns in their relationship, but seeing if Rob would be invested in spending time with him. Discussions and communications is very important between them. Overall, I thought that REBT was more confrontational than reality therapy. There are more, I guess, types of homework assignments, more, I feel, exposure to fears, and to see how our behavior changes and our ways of thinking through those homework assignments and different confrontations and challenges throughout the therapeutic process. Thank you.